Rossi then taking the free kick for Milan, replacing Antonioli, one of the latecomers who was injured early on in the first half. Antonioli. Rossi, who's lost his place to the young goalkeeper, getting his chance to shine now, though. And there's the scarf, the Juve scarf, which Vialli is wearing as an armband. You haven't got one of those at QPR, have you?
No, we've got a very plush yellow one. It's very smart.
We'll be inundated this week now with supporters' scarves, I'm sure. Here's Merla, who started the game with such fervent passion, driving Juve forward, but rather faded. And as Ray Wilkins was saying, now I think due to the attentions of Frank Rijkaard. There's Vialli. Read by Baresi, trying to send Simone away. Dino Baggio trying to link up with Casiraghi, who goes down injured. A whack on the leg. Incensed at the challenge, also wanting some attention, Casiraghi, and he was appealing rather frantically then towards the bench, so maybe that's a serious knock he's got there.
He doesn't seem too happy about it. It didn't really seem too much of a heavy challenge from Maldini, but the way he went down, his legs seemed to buckle underneath him, so maybe his knee isn't in too good a shape.
Just caught then by Maldini. Clearly that is a nasty tumble he has taken there, Casiraghi.
But with the loss of Baggio, it was a good decision to stick Casiraghi up there because it takes a lot of weight off Vialli. And it also puts the Milan defence under a bit of trouble because they obviously respect the finishing power of Casiraghi. And instead of just having the one up there, which they would cope with quite comfortably, they've got Casiraghi, who is a big lump, and he causes a lot of problems in the penalty area.
He might have a lump on his leg at the moment. I wonder too how much they're missing Roberto Baggio, Ray.
Yeah, so I don't think I'd be speaking out of turn if I was to say he was possibly the Italian Maradona, capable of scoring goals from any position, both feet though. And not only scoring goals, but he makes a lot of goals for his comrades in the side. And a very valuable player, and it's very unfortunate that we won't see him until the new year.
Well, there's Casiraghi, and he certainly doesn't look at all happy. I think he's got to soldier on for the moment. For how long, I wonder? And we'll have a word too in a moment, Ray, on the David Platt situation. They were, of course, out for some time because of injury. And he's going to face quite a competition to get back in the side. Came off Baresi then. Here's Dosotti.
Yes, David is going to have a tough old time getting back in the team because Merla has come in and he's done exceptionally well. They also have the Brazilian centre-half, the other foreigner. But for David, we all wish him well with his cartilage operation. And let's hope he is back in the team and very, very quickly.
Let's hope so, for England's sake too, of course. Now there's Boban, spreading it wide, but not finding Simone. And it'll be Carrera then with the free kick for Juventus. Milan didn't manage to beat them in 5 attempts last season. Always such a tight contest between these two teams. Two giants of Italian football. Vialli, his legs were whipped away from beneath him there.
That is a bad challenge. Yeah, sorry, Peter, for butting in there. That was a bad challenge, and that, if anything should be booked, that should be booked. He's no intention at all of playing the ball. He's just gone up Mauro Tassotti and given him a right old wallop on the back of the calf. That's a bad tackle.
And it is a yellow card for Tassotti, and he can't really have too many complaints about that. Very experienced defender, and it was, without question, an extremely rash challenge on Vialli. No excuse for that at all. Carrera to plant another long ball towards that Milan penalty box. Doesn't fall for Gallia, hooked away by Rijkaard. In goes Kohler strongly. Now Vialli, but no, the flag is up for offside.
Yes, we could see soon as that ball was cleared, Baresi had his men galloping up to the halfway line. And I think it wasn't only Vialli, but I think Casaraghi was called offside as well in the centre of the field.
News of other goals, and bad news for Gaza. Lazio 0, Roma 1. Giannini has scored for Roma. And Des Walker's team are struggling too. Sampdoria, they're a goal down away to Parma. Parma 1, Sampdoria 0. Athria, the Colombian, has scored the goal. Free kick given as Lentini is set tumbling.
Yeah, he seemed to lose possession of the ball, and over he went, and they all do it and hope they can get a free kick. This is dangerous. Van Basten actually looks as if he's on it as well.
And also Boban there.
I'd like to see Lentini do that a lot more. He favours his right side, obviously. He's not a left-sided player. When he goes down the left wing, he always checks out and crosses with his right foot. But when he comes inside, he makes it very difficult for people to stop him. He's very quick, very strong. And those runs inside of defenders make it very hard for them. And as we see, he's been pulled down here in a very dangerous position.
Boban is shaping up to take the kick. So it may well be a test here for young Peruzzi in the Juve goal. Boban with the kick, and it came back off the bar. Oh, stunning free kick then by Boban, and he was so unlucky.
Well, it was a good free kick as well, wasn't it? Here we see it, Boban. A lot of pace on the ball as he hits it. And Peruzzi never had a chance, and it was Van Basten on the end of it as it came off the bar. And I think he might have thought he would have done better with that.
Away by Carrera. That'll lift Milan now. Baresi. In goes Boban. Trying to ward off Conte. Baresi. Both teams now going to fit the woodwork. Dino Baggio in the first half for Juventus. And now Boban for Milan. Baresi. Excellent pass. Simone. Boban's just arrived in the middle. Here's Lentini. Maldini outside him. Lentini's chip was a delicate one. Simone, and he scuffed his shot. That'll have to go down as a miss for Simone, who fashioned the chance for himself so well.
That was an excellent opportunity there. We see Lentini coming in on his good foot, takes it very well. Got a bit more time than he feels. If it had looked up as well, he could have touched it to his right-hand side, or I think Iranio was possibly in a better position to have a go. But nevertheless, that was a lot better from Milan as an attacking force.
At the very least then, Simone should surely have examined the goalkeeping qualities of Peruzzi. He did have support too, as Ray was saying there, in particular from Iranio. Bola taking the kick. This is Iranio turning away from Rossi. Gallia, more clearance really from Iranio. Merla now. Boban was in the way, it's still Merla. Needs to impose himself again on this game as he did in the first half early on. Starting to run the show really, Merla, in the first 20 minutes or so. 10 minutes into the second half now. It's Merla taking the corner kick. Carrera has come up from the back. They have the height of Dino Baggio in there, and Kohler too. Torricelli. Play on. Merla. Charged down by Simone. Rather painfully. And it's another corner then to Juve. Merla's kick. Back in by Di Marchi. Maldini failed to clear it. Milan defender streaming out, and Vialli is caught again. They've got this offside trap off to a tee, Milan.
Yeah, they are very well organised, and it takes a good run off the ball and a good timing of the pass to actually break it down.
Maldini. Unlucky to get it back again then. Played on towards Simone. It was a sharp turn, and Torricelli did well.
It's a good start from Simone in the second half. He's very nippy, makes some darting runs, a la Schilacci really, and he's been a little bit unfortunate. That was a good turn and a good shot, but again, good defending.
Boban with the corner. Rijkaard is in there, and Maldini. Way by Kola. Here's Tassotti. Vialli so quickly trying to close him down. Van Basten now, who pulled away to the right. Of course, Kola was there to block his passage. Again, Kola so quickly with the tackle. No room to turn. Kola underlining why he's so highly regarded as a marker in world football. Iranio with a cross. Here's Maldini towards Rijkaard. And I think some pushing there by the Dutch international.
Yes, I think that was a good decision, but it was good football all round. Iranio gets in a good ball, but look at this for a left full-back. Look at that Maldini, what a touch. And there you see Rijkaard climbing all over the defender, but it's been a better start by Milan in the second half. Well, let's hope this continues.
Plenty of adventure being shown by both teams. Good jump then by Casiraghi. So often he's won the ball in the air. And thus far, Juventus haven't been able to benefit from his success. Rijkaard. Too long though for Van Basten. Gallia. Too tentative though. Boban. Very tight in the midfield congestion. But away come Juve now with Merlo. And he really took that one too far. Might get a second chance, but no, out come those Milan defenders, and the flag is up for offside.
As we see Gallia knock it over the top. Watch Baresi. Makes a direct run for Gallia so that he wouldn't be able to get the ball. He does it a hell of a lot, and most Italian defenders do it. They do a lot of body checking. And he would have been very fortunate, had that not been offside, to have stayed on the pitch with that, because that may well have been a second bookable offence.
And a switch being made by Juventus. Marocchi has come on for Gallia. Number 13 there, Giancarlo Marocchi, who used to be a regular in the side but has missed out in recent times. Vialli now, twisting and turning. Iranio. So a midfield player really replacing a midfield player, although Marocchi is very versatile and pops up all over the field. He used to be more or less a right winger. And even featured at left back at one stage. He's been all over. How do you see him slotting in here, Ray?
Yes, he'll have no problem. That is a straight swap there. Marocchi's, he was, as you say, in the side, and I think on the verge of national recognition as well last season. But it just goes to show the strength that Juventus have this year, that Marocchi really isn't in the starting lineup.
Yes, he has won caps for Italy, but doesn't seem to be featuring at the moment. And maybe something of a forgotten man, really, as far as Arrigo Sacchi is concerned, the Italian national coach. Casiraghi, he's still very much in the reckoning. Baresi now, and no Italian team would be complete without him since his return from a very short retirement. Baresi now, he was so cool under pressure. Rijkaard with the header. It goes Iranio. Dimarchi chasing back at him, getting his tackle in well.
That's been a good tussle, Dimarchi and Irania. I would say Dimarchi's just coming out on top, but they've had a fair old battle this afternoon, as a number of players have had with their opposite number.
Dimarchi, who's having a run in the side, was on loan to Roma last term and then recalled in the summer. And at one stage there was talk of him being linked with Ancona, and didn't come off. And for the moment anyway, he's the first choice at the Juventus side. Away for the corner. Juve under a bit of pressure now. Baresi. I think it's going to ruffle him. Vialli, a bit of strength there and holding off to Sotti. And then the covering of Rijkaard and Costa Curta. Durantio. A fierce contest. And a very tight and close one too.
What a strange corner that was from Van Basten. Initially him taking the corner, and then he hit it back to the halfway line to Baresi. I couldn't quite understand that.
Durantio. I think that came off the Milan player. Indeed it did. Throw to Juventus. Taken by Dimarchi. Ruzzi here, who has taken over the season, of course, from Tacconi. Tacconi, the Italian international goalkeeper, now with Genoa. Costa Curta to Baresi. This is Maldini. Now Lentini. You can't afford to allow him a sight of goal. Whistles for the £13 million man. Well, that was a spectacular strike of his last week. And every now and again he does something quite out of the ordinary, Lentini. I wonder what the pros back in England have made of him so far, Ray. £13 million.
Yeah, that's right. I think obviously with £13 million they're expecting somebody very, very special. Lentini does have super qualities, but I think sometimes he may be better off operating on the right-hand side of the field, where he can actually run people to the line. He's very quick and get crosses in for the likes of Van Basten.
That's Van Basten's pass, offside though. Ranio.
When he plays on the left side, he has to turn out all the time to get the ball in, and that enables defenders to push out as well. Every yard he takes back, then the defenders will push up, and it makes it more and more difficult. But I think in general, the professionals think he's a fair player. But they were, especially at our club, were most impressed with Fuser when the two of them met whilst they were playing at
Lazio.
Yeah, for Lazio, against each other. You know, if anything, Fuser looked the better player on that day, and they sold him for $2 million.
Simone. Van Basten waiting in the middle. And who could put a price on his head? That's the point where if Lentini's worth $13 million, what's Van Basten worth?
Well, that's right. Unfortunately, these prices are being... it's quite vulgar, really, how they're being escalated all over in world football.
Yes, I think I've mentioned it before. Even the Vatican were unhappy about it. Said the figures were immoral. £13 million for a footballer. Ray's laughing here, but it's true. They're in touch with football there, you know.
I didn't think they watched the football. Let's hope they're tuning into Channel 4.
Listen, the Pope's met Jack Charlton. There's Carrera with the free kick, away by Rijkaard. Almost at the halfway point in the second half. The match that is so evenly balanced. To Sotti. Of course, the good wishes of the rest of Serie A will be with Juventus today, hoping they can end Milan's run and give everybody some hope that they might be caught. Now along Marocchi.
I'm surprised we haven't seen an outfield change by Milan when you think you have the likes of Donadoni, Albertini, Massaro, all quality players, and perhaps a little change might just spark off something that's missing at the moment.
Carrera pumping that free kick forward, up by Vialli. Now there was no flag there, and it's hit wide. Casiraghi is holding his head in disbelief.
Yes, that's right. The long ball comes in, very well won by Vialli, flicked on, and Casiraghi should really have hit the target. Although he was put under a lot of pressure, I can't really steer it. It was from Costa Curta, it was, and he holds his head, as you say, Peter, in disbelief. He would like to have put that one away. We remember last season he scored that wonderful volley on his right side. Perhaps that was on his weaker side, his left.
Well, that has to go down as a squandered chance for Juventus. Van Basten now. Battered again. Well, the Juve players pulling up, but I can't really say they can have any complaints there. The tackle
Under a lot of
right
attention, wasn't he? Look at them, both of them after him.
Baresi. Simone, no time for him to turn. This is Tassotti now. Simone, released by Torricelli.
That's a good run, though, by Simone, that. He timed it very well. He's done several of those in this game. And when he makes runs like that, it's very difficult for defenders to get with him. They have to get with him because he's so sharp.
Well, an escape for Milan at the other end. They themselves then have hit the bar in the second half with a free kick from Boban. It would take a brave man to predict which way this game is going to go. Now Vialli. Play is brought back again. Vialli, who always looks as if he really can't believe any decision that is made by the referee.
It looked a little bit unfortunate.
There have been a few marginal decisions in this game, put it mildly. Van Basten, the man they call basic because he does everything so simply. Scores goals with such clinical efficiency. 4 in the week, Van Basten against Gothenburg. That's the third time he's scored 4 for Milan. And he's done it twice this season. Now Simone is in the clear and has scored. Just past the halfway point in the second half.
What a brilliant finish. It's a great ball in, and I think the defender gets a bit tight on Simone and he rolls him. It's Boban who puts the ball in. As it comes in, he just lets it run. What a dummy. And very clinical. He must have been watching Van Basten in training. That's a great finish by Simone. Brilliant football.
He totally deceived 2 defenders then, Simone, to steer it into the corner. And it's Juventus 0. Milan 1 on 68 minutes. Simone with his second goal for Milan this season. And what a valuable one that may prove to be. Casiraghi, and well, there's no flag. The Milan players protesting. They felt there should have been an offside decision, but the referee and linesman didn't think so. But Trapattoni's team have a real problem now, having gone a goal down. So much experience and guile in this Milan side. They've been in this position so many times and gone on to win the game.
That man there did very well there. Rossi was quick off his line. Casiraghi looked a mile offside, and that's the second time Milan have been caught, and both Antonioli and Rossi have both done very well in those circumstances.
It's always the danger, though, Ray, isn't it? If you play the offside trap just once, even if it's the wrong decision, it could go against you.
Yes, that's right. Unfortunately, you are leaving it up to linesmen and referees to make that decision.
That's the risk you take. But it hasn't let Milan down too often in the past. With this incredible unbeaten run, which they look like stretching today, unless Juventus can rally, come from behind. Simone, the goal scorer. His confidence will be sky high now. And again, he's wriggled clear of the marking. Down for Van Basten. Good cross to by Simone. There's Mola. Up goes Vialli with Costa Curta. Here's Maldini. But Vialli chasing back there. No cause is lost for him. What an example he is to those players around him. Vialli, the captain of Juventus. Maldini. Pace will really hot up now. Boban. Juventus have got to take the game to Milan if they can get the ball off them. Lentini. exhilarating atmosphere in Turin. Baresi now. Spotted the run of Marco van Basten. And there's an untidy scramble going on there, which has left the Juventus defender in some pain. I presume it's Cola.
Yeah, Van Basten trying to making a good effort in actual fact initially to get the ball. Now we see the unsavoury side of it, where it seems to say to Cola, "You kicked me all afternoon, I'm going to have a little pop back."
Well, Cola making no signs of immediate recovery. Trapattoni, a lot of thinking to do down on the bench. Won by Casiraghi. Vialli prepared to battle for it, of course. And the decision has gone against him again. Off he goes to complain.
Yeah, they're not getting the rub of the green, Juventus. That seemed a pretty fair challenge. Ball bobbling around. It was there to be won by both parties. I think he gives it for the initial challenge. Or was it the foul on Tassotti? I don't think it was a foul personally, but they're not really getting the rub of the green, Juventus.
I think that's what he gave, though. So again, Milan survive. Rossi with the free kick. Milan with the lead. A goal from Simone on 68 minutes. Is that going to prove enough? Maldini. Lentini. Again, the close attentions of Dino Baggio, who's claiming he went for the ball and left the distraught figure of Lentini on the ground.
And what a good game he's had as well, Dino Baggio. He played the ball, he won the ball, it was a good tackle, but it did actually go out for a throw-in, so he shouldn't really have too many complaints.
Maldini towards Simone. Cola got it away. Merla. Marocchi.
That's what it's all about. Sorry, Peter, again. That was Simone gave the ball away on the 18-yard box. He ran back and he actually won the ball back. That was tremendous play.
Van Basten. This is Rijkaard. A touch off by Merla. Marocchi. Juventus really looking to step up the pace now. They've got to.
Being played at a tremendous place, Peter, isn't it? Right? Both sides are really going for it now. Milan obviously have the upper hand with the goal lead. They're playing some good football, but Juventus are making it very uncomfortable for them.
And latest news of Juventus's Turin rivals, Torino. They're 2-1 down now, away to Genoa. Padovano, the scorer of that second goal. And Roma are still a goal up against Gazza's team, Lazio. Don't forget those extended highlights in Football Italia next Saturday morning. Marocchi with the pass. Safely through, though, to Rossi.
There was a perfect example of a forward coming back to defend. Lentini did very well in the finish, but as you saw Baresi push out with the rest of the defenders, Lentini stayed in to attempt to win the ball. Baresi had a little word with him as if to say, "You've got to get yourself out when we get out," and they were called him offside.
Piranio, it's a good cross at Simone with a tame header. If that had been Van Basten, that could well have been the second.
Yes, that's right. That was another one of those darting little runs, though. He gets away from Marcus very well. Piranio whipped in a super ball, and there was Simone not managing to get a full contact with it.
What a quality cross though it was from Piranio. 15 minutes to go. Rijkaard wins the header. In again so strongly. Piranio now. Surrounded by Juventus players. Claiming the throw. Doesn't get it. Mola. More service to Vialli. Here's Simone now. Vialli wrestled to the ground as he stood his ground, and he's got the free kick this time. Merla will want to take it. doing there for Van Basten. Juventus will try to build again with Torricelli. Rijkaard's header. Free kick. Handled by Boban.
His reading of the game, Rijkaard, this afternoon has been quite outstanding. He's got himself right in front of the back four, and he's won everything. He's won headers. He's obviously noted the danger of Casiraghi in the air, so he's gone back to help them out, and he's won the lot. I think he's been outstanding this afternoon.
Another yellow card. That one for Conte. Oh no, for Boban. I thought perhaps Conte had said something out of turn, but it's for Boban for handling the ball. Carrera. Vialli trying to hang in the air. And he wheeled away. There's a Milan player down injured. I think Simone, actually. Yes. Now, another substitution to be made by Juventus. Looks like Paolo Di Canio who's going to come on. And I think Di Marchi, yes, who's been replaced by Canio, who's a winger. So they'll be looking for this opportunity to get around the back of the Milan defence through Di Canio.
And I think what they might do is go flat back four now, Peter. They put Di Canio on. He's a very tricky winger, very good dribbler of the ball. They've taken off Di Marchi, who's done a very good job on Iranio, and they may well go flat back four now.
He's a bit of a fiery character, Di Canio, former Lazio player. An expensive one too, £3.5 million back in 1990. He had a couple of inconsistent seasons really, but Trapattoni has kept faith with him. And he'll be hoping that Di Canio's arrival can swing this game in Juventus's favour. Free kick to Juventus. Milan defending in numbers again now. Kick taken by Merla. Appeals from just about everybody. This is Di Canio. Needs a good cross here. Lentini. And on front, Simone. Torricelli. It's a position where they will be so familiar with Milan, soaking up pressure, taking the lead. It's going to be hard now for Juventus to break them down.
It's going to be desperately hard to break them down. They are, as you say, Peter, very used to being in this position. And possibly the last couple of years, with all of Italy hoping they're going to lose as well, their resolve is even greater.
Juventus just need somebody now to set something up for them, to give them that creative spark. There's no Baggio in the side, and well, maybe something like Platini, who was their star back in the '86 title team.
He looks a bit like Emperor Ming now, doesn't he, Vialli? That's a great tackle from Tassotti, and he just catches, I think he catches Tassotti's face with his right foot as he goes down. Here we see him. He does very well there, Vialli. He's worked his socks off this afternoon, and that's a great tackle from Tassotti.
But he has suffered for it. 32-year-old Mauro Tassotti, called up by the international side, a belated debut for him, the oldest ever Italian national team debutant.
And he's seen the good and bad times at Milan as well. He's been there a long, long time now, Peter. I think signed from Lazio, Mauro Tassotti. And he's been a tremendous servant, a really, truly top-class defender.
His 13th season now with Milan, and indeed an ex-Lazio player. Carrera looking for the long throw, despite Iranio's attentions. Didn't fall for Marocchi. In goes Torricelli. A whole posse of Milan players around him. And Vialli, surprise, surprise, he's offside. It's not his day so far.
No, the runs are too shallow. They've got to come deeper to get back in, because the Milan players push out in bulk. There's Baresi pushing them all out again. he's got to be offside. He's too shallow. He's running on a flat line with defenders and trying to get his chance to get inside them, but he's doing it too early.
Now Massaro is going to make his usual entrance. Lentini is going off. And so often when he comes on to such good effect, Ray.
Yes, that's right. He's been a great servant to Milan. And I think that's a good substitution as well. Lentini really hasn't been involved in the game. And Massaro will give him just that little bit extra. And he'll be itching to get on as well. It's a good game for him to come on and play.
Simone preferred to Massaro from the off. So that will have been a big blow to Massaro. But Simone has repaid the coach's confidence with the only goal so far. So Massaro can't really have too many complaints.
He can't, but he will have, because he's been having a good season himself, and he'll be a little bit disappointed that he hasn't been used. But we saw there a great opportunity for Milan. It was a tremendous header from Marco van Basten. And Simone was just a little bit unfortunate that the ball wouldn't seem to come down. It seemed to stay in the air too long for him.
Well, Milan have the free kick. Call the foul on Van Basten. Maldini. Here's Marocchi. Now Merla needs to show his pace here. Trying to drift away from Uranio, who just nicked him.
Yeah, Müller does have tremendous pace, and Uranio did a lot of covering back there from right out wide on the right wing. And it was a bit of an unnecessary challenge. There was 2 or 3 of them recovering him, and one of them may well have been able to take the ball off him.
Carrera with a free kick. Casiraghi climbing high. And a poor header, really.
He climbed very, very well there, Casiraghi, but it was the attentions of Rijkaard again. Rijkaard picks him up from all these set pieces. He is the most dangerous in the air, but he's taken it upon himself, Rijkaard, to get in there and mix it with him. And he's done a great job on him. They do appear, Juventus, still to be going route one, the ball down the middle, the high ball. They brought Di Canio on, who's a tremendous dribbler with the ball. And it would be, I would have thought, quite advisable for them to get it out wide to him and see if he can do something. Here he is on the ball now.
Right on cue, Di Canio. Marocchi turning away from Rijkaard. They're turning back into trouble. Dino Baggio. Time for Tassotti, who doesn't seem to be suffering too much from his facial injury, but he suffered a short while ago. Good kick to Milan. Tempo's becoming frayed here. Simone and Conte arguing the toss. And Tassotti having his few liras worth. Van Basten having to calm him down. Vialli, as usual, has plenty to say about it all. But no one could fault his contribution today, Vialli. He has worked so tirelessly for Juventus without really any success. Another free kick to Juve. They're becoming a little desperate now as time begins to run out for them. 5 minutes to go. Merla. And they'll be willed on by the rest of Italy the last few minutes in their efforts to snatch a goal back. This is Di Canio now. Vialli was in the middle. Baresi only half away, really. Tassotti, though, was able to complete the job, but only as far as Dino Baggio. In towards Vialli. Well then, Vialli. This is Di Canio. Just too long for Casiraghi.
And who cleared it, Peter? Rijkaard cleared it again. He's been absolutely different class, Rijkaard. His reading of situations is quite superb.
Juventus hoping to put Milan under siege now, and they can't do it if Basten is going to commit that kind of offence. Lashing out at Carrera. Di Canio, they have thought about the shot, trying to get Vialli in instead, and it was Castaccato who closed him down.
good challenge in the finish, because he did look slightly offside, Vialli, but the strike of his was on target, but Costa-Curta did well to get in there and push it away.
The poor corner, totally wasted. Simone, Miranio, the challenge though by Torricelli. Now Di Canio in for Vialli. Baresi was with him. The referee waving play on. Vialli is down.
I think Vialli stayed down to try and emphasise the fact that he had been fouled, and the referee allowed the game to go on and the ball was put out of play. He'd have been better advised getting up and getting on with the game, and hopefully he could have got in the box and called something.
Rather loose pass then. And it's found only Rijkaard of Milan. 3 minutes to go. Simone, whose goal looks like settling it for Milan. Unless Juventus can find something in these remaining minutes to change the course of the game. Möller. This is Kohler. Now Vialli. Charged down by Boban. Torricelli. Here's Marocchi. Well cut out then by Baldini. Rijkaard. There's Correa. Vialli now for Juventus. Not a bad ball in either. Appeals for a penalty, and it's given. The referee has given the kick. Oh, look at the fury of those Milan defenders. Well, there seems to be some jostling going on. Let's look again here, right?
Well, that's what they've been looking for all afternoon, that ball to the back post. And as it drops in the box, it's Di Canio that goes for it, and I can't really see where he can give a penalty there. He's standing right on the spot, the referee. As we see Di Canio coming into shot there, he just seems to fall over. We have seen penalties given like that before in Italy. And it is a sad sight as well, because I think it's quite obvious that that wasn't a penalty, and it alters the whole face of the game now.
Well, it was Tassotti who the referee decided had brought down Di Canio. And it looked a very, very suspect decision, you have to say. Now, Vialli to take the kick. Baggio, of course, the regular penalty taker, not in the side. And we're into the last dramatic minute now. Vialli against Rossi. Looking relaxed and composed, Vialli, and I bet his heart is ticking away furiously now. Here's Vialli, and he saved it! Driven back in by Casiraghi. And maybe justice was done. Milan again streaming out for the offside, and the whistle has gone. Rossi has saved Milan.
Brilliant penalty stop, but this was a great save. Saves it with his legs, a bit like Pat Jennings used to do. Everyone said he was lucky as well, but that's absolute nonsense. It was a great save.
So drama right to the last here. We're into injury time, and Sebastiano Rossi, the man who has come on as deputy for Antonioli, has rescued his team and maybe given them the win that will take them even further clear at the top of the table. Van Basten now. Such disappointment for Juventus, but certainly our feeling was, Ray Wilkins and myself, it shouldn't have been a penalty anyway. Möller, still Juventus pressing. Boban, though, brings it away for Milan. We've had now 40 seconds of time added on by the referee. Milan holding on by their fingernails to this slender lead. And some good news reaching us that Paul Gascoigne has equalised for Lazio. So it's now Lazio 1, Roma 1 in the Rome derby. that goal for you, only in his show on Saturday morning.
And that really is great news as well, Peter. Gazza scoring there in that derby. He's already a hero over there, but that really will endear him to the Lazio supporters. That is a vitally important goal for Paul.
And he has been playing very well from what we gather. The matches for Lazio. As indeed, of course, he did for England against Turkey. Tassotti now. Surely only seconds left. Whistle's gone. One last desperate assault perhaps by Juventus, but surely they have squandered their best opportunity with the missed penalty by Vialli.
I think you hit the nail on the head when you said he was standing there very calmly, but inside he must be well twisted up, and he must have been very, very nervous at that time. He seemed to strike at the penalty well, but it was at a good height for Rossi, just a couple of feet off the floor.
And the referee has given the free kick to Milan. They will be in no particular hurry to take it. Iranio and Van Basten there. Van Basten pointing at two defenders who he says are not far enough away. A bit of play acting now from Marco Van Basten. It'll waste a few more seconds. Over 2.5 minutes now into injury time. I think that might have been a Milan throw, but Juventus took it anyway.
It's a strange free kick again, Peter, wasn't it? We spoke earlier about Van Basten taking the corner. He got involved in a short free kick there. Nothing came of it. I think he wanted to run it in the corner, but took his eye off the ball as Iranio played it.
3 minutes into injury time. Touched on now then for Vialli. And it just wouldn't fall for him then, as he tried to atone for his penalty miss. And he will be so bitterly disappointed, Vialli. He's given so much for Juventus today. And whatever we thought about the penalty award, well, Vialli doesn't really deserve to be on the losing side. Now, Marocchi, no, Maldini was there. And Milan now on the verge of extending their run to 45. There's Rossi, he's lost it. Vialli, very brave. Down he goes again. He surely, though, can't expect the referee to give a penalty for that.
Not for that, no, but the previous action when Vialli broke into the box, Costa Curta had a right tug at him, and I think if he'd have gone down there, that may well have been a penalty. As you see Rossi coming in, not very confident at all. Oh, he takes a right kick in the face from Tassotti there.
4 minutes of injury time played. And the outcome of all that mayhem is a free kick for Milan. Their amazing run is set to continue. Juventus have been unable to succeed where everybody else has failed to over the past, what, year and a half or so. And there is the final whistle, and Milan have done it. The goal from Simone on 68 minutes has proved sufficient for them to extend their lead over Juventus at the top to 4 points. Just seeing here again, Costa Curta, yes, tackling with Vialli. You could be right there, Ray. Maybe he had a case for a penalty there.
Yes, that's right. Taking a second look at it, it was just outside the box, but had Vialli gone over in the box, the referee, you never know what the referee might have given.
Simone, the goal scorer, going off as the players swap shirts at the end of a pretty titanic struggle, as we expected it would be. The disappointment there showing on the face of Andy Muller, so prominent early on, but then he rather faded, and maybe with that, so too did Juventus's chance of taking the points from this game. Well, let's look back on one or two of the major incidents from the game. And this, Ray, was Casaragi's effort.
Yes, this was early on in the game when he was testing Antonioni from a long distance, obviously thinking back to last week when he made that blunder. He thought he'd have a go at him early doors, and that was a fair effort, but just going wide. And that was a super bit of goalkeeping from Antonioni. That ball was really whipped in by Di Baggio there, and out he comes, makes a very, very good stop. And Casaraghi hurt himself as he goes over, lands right on his neck, and that must have been quite uncomfortable.
And so, of course, was Antonioni hurt, and maybe here as well.
Yep.
I wonder whether if he stretched there too much.
Super shot from Dino Baggio, and he stretches and falls down onto his, I think it was his other shoulder he fell onto there, Peter, but he made a brave effort to get across anyway. But it was a good effort, and that was quite unfortunate, because that would have put Juventus 1-0 in front at a time when they were dictating the play. And there's Boban stepping up and whacking it against the bar. The ball actually did rebound to Van Basten, but he couldn't get a shot in on goal. The tight marking of Curler restricted him from getting a shot in.
Well, they have so many outstanding free kicks in their locker, don't they, in the Italian football? And that was another one there from Boban.
And full credit to them, because they practiced very hard at those, Peter, as well.
Well, the one goal then that settled it came from Simone, Marco Simone, in the second half. We'll hope to show you that in just a moment. But looking back over the game as a whole, Ray, did you feel that Milan shaded it?
I thought in the second half they came into it a lot more. They seemed to step the pace up a gear and made it very uncomfortable for Juventus. In saying that, Juventus in the first half had a very good 20 minutes where I thought, had the shot from Dino Baggio gone in, it could have been a different story. And here we're going to see the goal. It was a very nice little ball in from Boban, and we see a tremendous dummy from Simone. But the finish was exceptional. Goalkeeper coming out, he just rolls it into the corner under his body. Very good goal. There we go once again, a super little pass. Simone, a tremendous dummy, actually sits the defender on his backside there. Very nicely composed and put it away superbly.
And then the controversy of the penalty. Was it a penalty, first of all?
Well, we didn't seem to think it was a penalty. As the ball comes in there, it's a good header from Muller, actually gets up there and heads it back. As it's bobbling around, Di Canio goes in, and for me, just falls over, and the referee awarded the penalty. Quite a bit of controversy there, with Baresi already being booked. I think Tassotti was booked as well, but they were very strong in their protests to the ref, and quite fortunate, I think, that one of them wasn't given the red card. But that's a super stop from Rossi, and this one with his legs, and really was the turning point of the game.
So 1-0 it finished then to Milan. Just a quick check on the other scores. Lazio Roma has finished 1-1 and wins for Atalanta, Genoa, Inter, they've beaten Brescia, and also Napoli, a 4-1 win for them over Fiorentina, and Parma, they've beaten Sampdoria by 1-0. Don't forget Gazzetta on Saturday morning. But from Ray Wilkins and myself, Peter Brackley, goodbye for now.
Campionato di calcio italiano.